Pharrell.
Hey, how you doing, man? You know, it'd be cool is if we told my story with Lego pieces.
Seriously?
Yes.
Lego.
Just be open.
Morgan Neville interviews Pharrell Williams in the form of Lego pieces in Piece by Piece, one of few new movies I'll be reviewing this week on CJ at the Movies, along with a Wonder spinoff you may have forgotten about. I'm Christopher Zweig. Let's take a look. Our first movie is Piece by Piece, Morgan Neville's Lego movie doc on the life of Pharrell Williams, who is interested to see what a doc of him would look like in the form of Lego pieces. Even though it's not as realistic looking as the Lego movie franchise, it still offers a bright and vibrant look on how he fell in love with music, formed the music group The Neptunes, and collaborated with some of the biggest names in music entertainment.
You brought out a smile. Hell yeah.
The music that Pharrell creates comes in the forms of booming Lego pieces that bright up. He's had hits and flops, and a greater meaning of his life which takes a while for him to acknowledge. Piece by Piece is often stylish, hypnotic, heartwarming, and funny with the right kind of vibes that even adults can ease into. And with great family animated films out this season like The Wild Robot and Transformers 1, I think kids may enjoy this one too. It treats Pharrell with a colorful look, but it also shows us his strengths and weaknesses, which are a reflection on his life. This doc will make you happy, pun intended. Our next movie is Salem's Lot, the Max version of Stephen King's novel that has a campy attitude that actually hypnotizes you. The time is the 1970s, the same decade the novel was written. We meet writer Ben Mears, played by Louis Pullman, who returns to his hometown of Jerusalem's Lot, Maine, to possibly do some research for his next book. He's trapped, however, in a real story involving the real vampire Kurt Barlow, who, with the help of his human thrall, has been turning his victims into vampires.
They used to tell us stories about this place.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into here.
Ben and his potential girlfriend Susan, played by Mackenzie Lee, must enlist the help of a doctor, played by Alfre Woodard, the alcoholic priest, Father Callahan, played by John Benjamin Hickey, and the new school kid, played by Jordan Preston Carter, to end this nightmare. And to fight off the vampires, if you have a crucifix, or at least a makeshift one, it glows and buys the humans enough time to cast them away, or escape from their clutches.
Danny, where are you? Answer me.
This movie version of Salem's Lot lags in certain areas, but picks up regarding the characters and how they say and do things. Sometimes they, and even the main kid, make smart decisions, which reminds me of the intelligence recently given in the American remake of Speak No Evil. As far as I'm concerned, the Conjuring universe has been using less common sense and more jump scares lately, but this one doesn't OD on them. I'm mentioning that universe because the screenplay was written and directed by Gary Dauberman, who wrote the Annabelle and Nun movies for the Conjuring universe, and produced by James Wan, the man behind them. The movie is more about preparing to fight back and how things can or can't change once somebody who shall remain nameless gets bitten. Next up, Hold Your Breath, a horror film set in Oklahoma in 1933 during the Dust Bowl, and starring Sarah Paulsen as a mother of two daughters who know the story of the gray man who can possess people who suck in his dust.
The gray man is everywhere. You can't keep him out.
Didn't I ask you to tie the doors?
I did! He seeps through the cracks and gets inside you.
I think we can agree the reason why the mother believes her daughters are in danger is because she breathed in the gray man, which is why her daughters are scared of her, and why the movie has to resort to jump scares and loud screams.
He could be anywhere!
Was he in me?
Mom?
Paulsen is the one who tries to carry Hold Your Breath when she shifts through emotions regarding pathos and terror, and the ambiance of the dust storms is haunting, but these elements aren't enough to save the film. Even in the 1930s, the rules of a modern horror film still exist, and unless they're handled with originality, they just get boring. So I think you know what I'm going to say. Don't hold your breath. Our next movie is Whitebird, a spin-off of the movie Wonder, which now focuses on the reformed bully Gillian, played by Bryce Gizar, who regrets his decisions of insulting the deformed kid Augie. We also meet his artist grandmother Sarah from Paris, played by Helen Mirren, who tells him a story of her youth as a young Jewish girl living in Nazi-occupied France. She starts off as a happy and spoiled girl and continues as a frightened one who narrowly dodges the Nazis invading her school.
We had both seen how much hate people are capable of.
One of the children's missing.
Find him!
And how much courage it took to be kind.
You need to come with me right now. I know a way out.
Young Sarah, played by Ariella Glasser, is rescued by a young polio-lamed boy named Julian, played by Orlando Schwartz, whom she never cared about at school. Regardless, he takes her through the sewers to his home and hides her in his barn. He offers her the lessons he's being taught at school. His parents, Gillian Anderson and Joe Stone Fewings, offer her kindness, and their friendship develops into love.
How'd you like to visit New York tonight?
Sure.
Open your eyes.
You probably haven't heard of Whitebird because Lionsgate kept rescheduling it until it finally saw the light of day. But if you have and want to see it, you'll find it to be a heartwarming spin-off and prequel that honors the 2017 film with its own depiction on kindness and hate. Not every formula works, but the screenplay by Mark Baumbach and the direction by Mark Foster likes to honor the courage and emotions of R.J. Palacios' stories, and I especially admire the performances from Mirren, Gazar, Glasser, and Schwartz. I'm glad I finally got to see this one. And our last movie is Caddo Lake, another Max thriller on the show, but set in Caddo Lake, which is the border between Texas and Louisiana, and featuring two characters who don't meet face to face, but have enough questions and drama in their lives. Dylan O'Brien plays Paris, who is trying to figure out his mother's demise, while Eliza Scanlen plays Ellie, who is always arguing with her mother, Lauren Ambrose, and is blamed for the disappearance of her younger stepsister. The Bayou unfolds mysteries for both Ellie and Paris, who discover that things aren't what they appear to be. No surprise there, since this film is produced by M. Night Shyamalan.
What are you doing? Man, why you gotta be such a scaredy cat?
Husband and wife filmmakers Logan George and Celine Held have an intriguing concept that really has us in question at the end of Caddo Lake, as well as fine leading performances and beautiful photography, but they don't have the kind of story to elevate on that. They need to do a lot more than have characters argue and go through the same formulas. It ends up getting us lost and confused. And I'm sure you're also eager to know what the twists are this time, and even though I'm not a fan of the overall movie, at least they're more interesting than The Watchers or Trap, both of which Shyamalan may have something to do with. Or maybe you'll think they're just as silly. You decide. Recapping the new movies I reviewed this week: thumbs up for Piece by Piece, thumbs up for Salem's Lot, thumbs down for Hold Your Breath, thumbs up for Whitebird, and thumbs down for Caddo Lake. Well, those are the new movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.